Hey y'all, it's Alec, the traveling civilian. Do you pay attention to what's going on around you, to your surroundings, to the changing of the landscape, the type of people that you're near? I don't know if you've been watching us for a while, but my wife and I live full-time in a motorhome, a 2019 Tiffin open road. And we travel the country, and we try to stay in small communities because we feel like we're safer if that's the type of community we're in. So we're currently in the small town of West Yellowstone in Montana. A lot of tourists, very few locals. And this is our second summer up here, and we kind of live like we're locals, and in doing that we were kind of sucked into a false sense of safety. Well, was it Friday morning we woke up to a different reality. Someone had come on the porch of our motorhome. We have a nice concrete slab, and stole a few items off our porch, like a bug light, a power cord, or extension cord, and a few things like that. And someone went in our Jeep and stole $25. I had a bag of quarters in the console that we use for emergency laundry. We try to wash everything at home, but we do have times when we need to get some stuff washed. So I like to keep some quarters around so I don't have to worry about going out and trying to find what we need. You need to always be prepared. You always need to plan for things that are going on. And so we kept $25 worth of quarters available. In hindsight, we should keep them in the camper, but in this particular situation, we did not. So then I'm talking to a couple of the work campers here at the campground that we're working at. And one other one had someone go in to their truck and steal $30 or $40 out of the glove box. Now, we've been on the road for 5 years now, and we have never had an incident like this occur. So it made me wonder, who else out there that watches the channel has let themselves get sucked into a false sense of safety? Now, you know, this isn't a major situation. It's not like we lost thousands of dollars due to this theft. I did go out and have to replace the bug light. We enjoy sitting out at night, and it really keeps down on the mosquitoes and that sort of stuff. So we went to the local hardware store. Wow, inflation has affected everything. We bought a new bug light for $59. The extension cord was probably another $15. So we're at $65, and then $25 in quarters, 90 bucks, less than $100. So what has this taught us? It's taught us that even though, like, we live in an area in the campground where the workers live, and then you have the rest of the campground where the guests live or stay. It's taught us that there are bad people everywhere, and we need to be prepared for that. We need to plan for it. We need to keep our eyes open. So what have we done differently now? Well, like an idiot, I felt complacent and I would just leave some of my bay doors open underneath the motorhome. Well, that's like leaving your garage door open if you lived in a house. You know, I would never, when I lived in a home, left my barns or my garage open. So why did I get to the point to where I thought it was okay to leave my garage open in the campground? So I make sure we lock those anytime we get anything out of them. The vehicle, you know, I've heard it said that it's best to leave it open, leave your car doors unlocked, because that'll keep people from damaging your vehicle. Well, we've decided not to follow that course of action. First of all, I make sure there's nothing of value in the car, and then we lock it. So what about the patio? Well, there are things that are always going to be left out, but small items that are easily picked up, like small power cords or our chargers for our phones or anything like that, we make sure before we leave the camper all that is picked up. As far as the new bug light, we now have it hanging on a shepherd's hook just off the patio instead of just sitting out. And then I've taken 2 zip ties and put an X across the hook on the bug light. That way people have to be prepared. If they're going to come steal, they have to have a knife or scissors or something to cut the bug light free. So it makes it harder, slows people down. And so it's good to plan on how you're going to keep your items safe. If you are prepping and you're stockpiling, then it's never good to leave yourself vulnerable for the things that you've worked hard for to be stolen. So lastly, you should always be aware of what's going on around you. So I got off work last night at midnight and sat out on the patio for a little while so I didn't wake my wife when I came in. And the number of people walking around at night, even in areas they really shouldn't be, is alarming. So you need to be constantly surveying the area that you are to make sure that no danger exists. And so that's what situational awareness talks about. You know, when I was a cop for 26 years, and again, I feel stupid as a retired cop. I should have known to do all these things, but we got complacent. And so we, and I've talked to my wife, are trying to be more aware of what's going on around us, who the people are, taking note of descriptions of people in the area, so if something happens. So anyway, I say all this just to say, don't let yourself become complacent. Always be taking preventive action that protects you and your family, and take note of your surroundings and the people, especially the ones that seem a little off. Until next time, happy camping, keep planning, and keep preparing.